Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. So this is just, I want to show you guys just some little notes. I'm just going to go through this shit real quick, but essentially just tell you what I've been writing about. And so again, with the Breakaway Society, so essentially what I've come to figure, like what just came to me, it's kind of what I've been working on, but figuring out, instead of paying taxes, or to reduce the amount of taxes people have to pay, why not just have a government be a sole provider for the essentials that we need to survive? And even for other stuff too, so because we're dealing with such a huge pollution problem on the planet, I think that it's good for a government. We're in the age of Aquarius. That's all about harmony. So it's good for us to have more good power, to be in alignment with the power that holds sway, which is the Aquarian zodiac sign and the Aquarian powers. So we want to be in harmony with everything as well as we can, which is all about being in agreement with everything as much as we can. So all these plants that we're killing, the forests that we're destroying, the waters that we're fucking polluting, all that shit is, I don't know for sure because I don't have a direct message from these animals and these life forms, but I feel like they're probably in a pretty good disagreement with the way that we choose to do things, and that our consumerism literally kills their habitat and thus them. So we can change that by the hemp plant can produce over 10,000 industrial products, And so why not have a sole producer that just produces all of the essential products that we can from hemp at as an affordable price as humanly possible. This would give the poorest of the poor in the society the ability to afford the best foods for themselves, so that they can have the best nutrition, the best information, the best fucking, vital minerals and all these types of things that they need to live the best life that they possibly can. Because right now, organic food, yeah, it's available, but it's fucking expensive. Like, even for people in middle class, like my parents, like, it's expensive. It's only getting more and more expensive. But the cheap food, the cheap shit, that's fucking cheap. But that's going to keep you sick and weak. So, no, like, why not? There's no reason why. Well, there is a reason. It's because right now we have an evil force that has sway over the current fucking, the whole world, essentially. But and here in America and elsewhere. So we can change that by breaking away from this shit. Developing a different system that also doesn't give one person 4 years of power. Like, why not just have a system that lets the best idea lead? You could have people of influence or power or leaders that in certain areas for certain times, as long as the people are okay with it. But anybody, it's just silly, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, if we have a huge issue with a war, like, I'd rather have somebody who's specifically trained in war to be our commander-in-chief rather than our president. Like, our president, it's not nothing against the president. It's just that that's not his area of expertise. Like, that's why we have different people who do different things. So that whenever we need somebody to fill a particular situation, we get the person that's best qualified to take care of that situation and put him there. And he's going to have the best probability of doing the best job because he's the best person trained for that situation. It just makes good common sense. And this takes away the ability for the powerful corporations in a number of ways to use people as puppets, because no longer lobbying is not going to be allowed anymore, because there aren't going to be any more representatives like that. So that takes away huge amounts of power from them. And then also by having a sole provider that's just working out from hemp, we're going to greatly diminish the amount of money that they make from toxic products, from plastics, from, I want to get into hemp supercapacitor batteries. So we're going to move into that direction and eliminate the fossil fuels, because fossil fuel, not only is it bad, I think it's bad for fucking the environment. That's my own personal opinion. If you put that much gas into a closed car, you will die from that gas. So it obviously does not have a good effect on the human body. So the same is true with the rest of the world. I'm making a bit of an assumption here, but that's just how I feel. I've been in smoggy cities. I've lived in smoggy cities, and I've seen smoggy skies. It does not look or feel good. So anyways, that's the idea. Is essentially letting the best idea lead and having the government be associated with a sole, like, corporation or company or organization or business that just sells the essentials that people need to live at as cheap and affordable a price as possible, and as organically and as good as possible. And instead of all those profits going to people and corporations who use it for whatever, who knows what they use it for, that extra money that's derived from, after paying the salaries and expenses, that extra money, that extra revenue will go to expanding the government in a good way, and helping out people in whatever we need help with, whether it's, helping starving children out, or building rehabilitation centers, or developing a good international army, or developing a new education system, or, did I say rehabilitation center? I might have, but going to things like that. That's how we'll get the money. Good work programs. Why not pay people to do good things, and then eventually, once we take care of the problems, we can start paying people to do what they love. But first, we do need to start with the problems as they be, because in order to live in a good alignment with the age of Aquarius, we got to make sure everybody's as agreeable as possible. So we got to do what we can do to help those that are starving, that are hurting, that are truly in fucking, like, the war going on. There's tons of children. It's a lot of bad shit's going on right now. But The problem is there isn't enough money going into the good areas that need to be filled up in order to get to deal with these problems, because there's just so much people working for themselves, working for selfishness, and like so many people are caught in the 9-to-5 rat race. They feel like they can't do anything. So it's the way the systems have been orchestrated that way on purpose, to keep people from being able to do a lot of good, to keep them poor, to keep them weak, to keep them sick, to keep them starving. So like this, it's going to take some time, but this is essentially the seeds, and we can do this all, we can share it all online, so people elsewhere in the other parts of the world, they can do a similar thing, and they can start changing their own environments, their own reality, from the ground up, and develop their own power, build their own militia, build their own army, build their own education system, have it be completely sovereign to whom and what they believe in. Everybody can have their different beliefs. It's all about, as long as people are in agreement with each other and considerate of each other and don't fucking hate on each other and care about each other, then it's all good in my opinion. So anyways, all right, so that's essentially, so that I got into the definitions of certain things, and then I pretty much just wrote out kind of what I laid out to you guys just now. So yeah, I just want to show you guys a little bit of work, and all right, I love you all. Take care. Bye.